Pacific Island leaders agree to enhance Japan's role in region amid growing China influence. August 2, 2024. Leaders of 18 Pacific Island nations and areas agreed to an enhanced role of Japan in the region's development while opposing any attempted coercive activity in a joint declaration adopted at their summit Thursday, as Tokyo seeks greater engagement to counter China's influence. The Pacific Islands Leaders Meeting, or PALM, launched under a Japanese initiative in 1997, has become Japan's key diplomatic tool to deter China's security and economic influence in the region by strengthening its ties with the Pacific Island Forum members, stressing its willingness to stand by them and maintaining unity as an equal partner. The leaders agreed that Japan provides greater support and cooperation in climate change, maritime security and defense, economic development and other areas, according to the joint declaration. They noted climate change as the single greatest existential threat to the livelihoods, security, and well-being of the peoples of the Pacific, and showed their commitment to elevating their collaboration to support the region in mitigating and adapting to the impacts of climate change. The declaration emphasized the primacy of peace and stability, and shared the importance of the free and open international rules-based order in line with the international law. They expressed strong opposition to any unilateral attempts to change the status quo by the threat or use of force or coercion anywhere in the world, according to the declaration that carefully avoided identifying China. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida told a joint press conference after the meeting that Japan and the island leaders shared values and principles such as the rule of law, democracy, and opposition to attempts to change the status quo by force. Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown, who is co-chairing this year's summit, welcomed Japan's approach to working with the PIF members as equals to achieve their 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific, our vision for a region of peace, harmony, security, social inclusion, and prosperity. The leaders also adopted action plans of cooperation in 7 areas, including climate resilience and disaster risk management, sustainable management of oceans, economic resilience, ensuring people-centered development and investment in technology and connectivity. The declaration needs to be put into action, Brown said, adding that the region is having trouble getting climate financing, and he welcomed Japan's consideration for a contribution, but he called on the country to confirm earlier rather than later. South Pacific Island nations have become a focus of security concern among Japan and its ally the United States, and their regional partners such as Australia and New Zealand in recent years as Beijing increases its presence in the region and where many island nations are economically dependent on China as with many other countries. Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong, who was at the meeting, told reporters that the Pacific is so central to our stability and security, and that her country also wants to engage more in the region as a PIF family. Australia and China have for years had strained relations mostly over trade, though ties have somewhat improved recently. Wong said she cannot speak for other Pacific leaders, but indicated concerns are shared by many. If you look at the various communiques and declarations from the Pacific Islands Forum over the last 2 years, you will see that the reality of competition is something those leaders are engaged with, she said. Wong praised Japan's respectful way of cooperating with the Pacific and its priorities as a model for how external dialogue partners should engage with the region. Japan has sought to share with the leaders the importance of maintaining the rules-based, free and open international order in the region with China in mind, but carefully not spelled out. In his separate meetings Wednesday and Thursday with the leaders and other representatives from the sidelines of the summit, Kishida announced Japan's support for infrastructure, fishing projects and other areas.